Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by Seven Sagas and their recent release of Medjay, Secrets Beneath the Sand. This is a larger-than-life Monster Hunter tabletop RPG within ancient Egypt. Unraveling its mysteries, it is very different from the mainstream version of Egyptian mythology and history. You will find it in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by Gates of Krystalia, the card-driven isekai-style tabletop RPG. It is available in 6 languages and they have recently released the Last Deux advanced rulebook. This is an optional expansion which contains many things related to the game world, character development. You also have isekai tropes such as the beach trip, the school trip, romance rules. You also have solo rules to play it as a solo or co-op experience without a game master. You will find it in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by Tetris Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released Daughters of Lamb. This is a pay-what-you-want tabletop RPG where you get to play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. You will find it in their website, the link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products and check out their recent release of Final Frontier. This is a streamlined, sci-fi, tabletop RPG where you get to explore space for justice, for profit, for both. You will find it in their website, the link will be in the description and in the pinned comment as well. Today, I begin the review series featuring Medjay. This game truly surprised me when it comes to its approach. There are some other Egyptian-themed tabletop RPGs out there, or rather, mostly adventure modules for other systems. But this one is not only completely focused on the ancient Egypt experience, it also adds a few unlikely twists to the entire thing. It is not so far off from other ancient Egypt sci-fi situations such as Stargate, but the approach is considerably different. Now let's talk about the quality. The quality is superb. There's only a single thing that it's not a criticism, it's more like a consideration for someone that doesn't have like very good eyesight. Everything is well written, organized and explained. The document is fully bookmarked and hyperlinked, so it's going to be very easy for you to navigate the entire document. The graphic design, the layout, evoking that Egyptian theme, hieroglyphics, papyrus sort of aesthetic. However, here is my a consideration. What you see on screen, this is the lightest font. If you have no trouble reading this section of the table of contents, then I think you'll be okay. But most of the other text is actually easier to read. It's in black over the light papyrus type of background. So keep that in mind. If you have like a really bad eyesight, maybe that is something to consider. But if you can read the letters on screen, you will have no trouble at all. The images also match the theme perfectly. They are mysterious, but at the same time, it's all about high action. Like there is a clash between the monster hunters and the threats that they oppose and the mysteries that they will discover. So overall, the quality is really good. Now let's talk about the contents. First, you have a really good author's note explaining the background of this game. This game allows you to further explore things that could have been potentially kept hidden in the mainstream concerning Egyptian mythology and history. Potentially, right? It's up to you to figure things out. But this is a more unorthodox take on ancient Egypt and its mysteries. Medjay is a tabletop RPG that focuses on forgotten civilizations but also alien architects and buried empires. It is a game of hidden history, of mysteries, of sunken cities, of enigmas waiting beneath the sands. You will play as heroes of impossible skill and courage, hunters, warriors, magi, relic thieves, or alien-touched sages who stand between humanity and the terrors of both myth and what we know as the stars. So this is about uncovering lost wonders and delving into dangerous ruins, hunting monsters drawn from Egyptian myth. The tone is quite bold and adventurous, rooted in myth. You also have various sources of inspiration, of course Egyptian myth and history, but also pulp adventure. You even have a tone guide, mythic but grounded, that's part of the tone, but also weird and cohesive, dangerous but heroic. When it comes to the pulp tone, this is about the grandeur of movies such as The Mummy and the weird science of Stargate. To play this, it is recommended that you have between 2 to 6 players, one being the game master. Each player needs 2 6-sided dice. The game master should have a few extra dice for table rolls. You need the rulebook, the character sheets, printable or digital, something to write with, and a table, physical or virtual. It is also recommended that if you like, you can also use maps, handouts, miniatures, tokens. If you like using soundtracks, you have a recommendation of tracks here. For combat, Egyptian horns and taiko drums. For exploration, low drones, desert wind, distant chanting, etc. You have a description of the roles of the players. The player describes the actions of his or her character. They are interacting with the game world, and when needed, they roll dice to determine success. You have to use your abilities, relics, and wits to hunt the monsters, survive traps, and uncover the secrets of ancient Egypt. And of course, you work with the other members of your group. There's something very interesting, the hero's oath. Before the first hunt, every player must declare why their hero risks their life. You also need player priorities such as take risks, be bold. This is about larger than life heroes. Now, concerning the role of the game master, here it is good. It is a good description, but look, as a game master, you describe the world from bustling markets in Thebes to torchlit corridors beneath the pyramids. You portray allies, rivals, and enemies, etc. All of that is good. Really good, but here it says, a game master in Medjay is not just an arbiter of rules. They are a co-storyteller. No, this is a role-playing game. You're not telling a story about the game world. As a game master, you are playing the role of the entire world. Everything. Weather, non-player characters, everything. So you're just describing what the player characters can see, can hear, can touch, etc. What the player characters know about the game world. So now you're not telling a story. This is not Raven or Children of the Fall or Hardy Boys, Steam Build Riders, which are like hybrid tabletop RPG experiences. This is mostly focused on roleplay. So apart from that, the description is good of what a game master is. There is also an emphasis on how to scale the threats, add the twists, set up the mysteries or the clues. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part, we are going to talk about the setting. So, Medjay is completely focused on hidden history of the ancient world. This introduction is great. Apart from the nitpick that I mentioned of the, well, it's not even a nitpick. It's not really accurate. Like, this is not storytelling. This is a role-playing game. You're playing a role and you're playing a game. This is not a storytelling game. You're not telling a story about the game world. Like I always say, you will hear me at the end of this review, but yeah, overall, I'm very excited to tell you all about this game. Thank you for watching this part of the review series. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the Super Thanks button. Take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master, and remember, in tabletop role-playing games, you are not telling stories about your characters. You are experiencing the game world as your characters. You can tell a story after the session is over, because you have this entire story created through the actions and interactions of the player characters with the game world. And the world, of course, will also interact with the player characters. Once again, thank you and see you later.